Honorable Shri Justice B.R. Gavai, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Honorable Shri Justice Suryakant, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal, Honorable Minister of State for Law and Justice, Independent Charge. Shri R. Venkat Ramani, Learned Attorney General for India. Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman, Bar Council of India. And Shri Kapil Sibal, President, Supreme Court, Bar Association. On this landmark day, I humbly request Honorable Shri Justice B.R. Gavai, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, my esteemed colleagues at the Supreme Court, Justice Suryakant, my other distinguished sisters and judges of the Supreme Court of India, Minister of State for Law and Justice, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, Attorney General for India, Shri R. Venkat Ramani, Solicitor General of India, Shri Tushar Mehta, and the law officers, the Honorable former Chief Justices and the judges of the Supreme Court of India, the Chief Justices and judges of the various High Courts who are present here and who are also joined virtually, the Chairman of the Bar Council of India, Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, Shri Kapil Sibal, members of the Bar and the Registry, dear guests and members of the audience. Good evening to everyone. It is my privilege to extend a warm welcome to all of you on this momentous occasion. Today, we gather to celebrate a historic milestone, 75 years since the adoption of our Constitution. The adoption of the Constitution was a tectonic shift in the history of India, which redefined the nation's identity and aspirations. It not only affirmed India's sovereignty, but also laid the foundation for a new social order for its people. The framing of the Constitution was, however, not an easy task. It was a process that went through years of discussions, deliberations, and negotiations. If one reads the Constituent Assembly debates, it would be evident that every member had distinct views on various constitutional provisions. But despite their differing perspectives on several issues, the framers of our Constitution stood united in their singular vision to give the people of India their own Constitution that would empower them, safeguard their rights, and guarantee their freedoms. This monumental effort was not merely about drafting a legal framework, but about laying the cornerstone of a nation built on the principles of justice, equality, liberty, and fraternity. Over the past 75 years, we have witnessed remarkable progress since that historic moment when the Constitution was adopted. Our democratic institutions have continuously evolved, striving to strengthen the constitutional protections and rights enshrined within this foundational document. Through their actions, our institutions, including the judiciary, have worked to translate the lofty constitutional ideals into tangible realities for the people of India. The people of India have also shown respect and sense of ownership towards the Constitution. Across generations, the Constitution has represented the aspirations and unity of our diverse nation. In particular, the marginalized communities have drawn strength from the values embedded in the Constitution. They often evoke its principles to advocate for their rights. This enduring relationship between the Constitution and the people is a testament to its role as both a protector and a catalyst for social change, ensuring that the voices of all, especially the most vulnerable, are heard and respected. Today, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has graced the occasion with his presence. Under his leadership, the Union government had a decade ago in 2015 officially declared November 26 as a Constitution Day. On behalf of the Supreme Court of India, I welcome him with warm regards. I also welcome the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, as well as my past and present colleagues, over the last 75 years, the judges of the Supreme Court have tirelessly dedicated themselves to delivering justice to the people of our nation. This unwavering commitment has ensured that the doors of justice remain accessible to even the most marginalized members of society. I extend my warm welcome to the Honorable Minister of State for Law and Justice, the Learned Attorney General for India, the Learned Solicitor General, the Chairman and members of the Bar Council of India, the President and Office Bearers of SCBA, the Office Bearers of SCORA, the senior lawyers, members of the Bar, the registrars, and the staff of the Supreme Court. When we celebrate our progress, it is equally important to reflect on the nation's journey under the guiding principles of the Constitution and to renew our commitment to upholding its values in every aspect of life. In an address to the Constituent Assembly on November 25, 1949, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the chairman of the drafting committee, emphasized the principles of fraternity as the cornerstone of constitutional values. According to him, and I quote, "Fraternity means a sense of common brotherhood of all Indians. If Indians being one people, it is the principle which gives unity and solidarity to social life." In his words, fraternity is another name for democracy. We must continue to embrace this vision articulated by Dr. Ambedkar and the framers of our Constitution. By doing so, we can advance towards a future defined by progress, equality, and justice for all. With these words, I once again welcome all of you and extend my greetings to the people of India on the occasion of the Constitution Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an enlightening address where you have so lucidly highlighted the transformative potential of the Indian Constitution. With this, I would now like to request Shri Kapil Sibal, President, Supreme Court Bar Association, to address this august gathering.
Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, Chief Justice of India, Shri Sanjeev Khanna, Justice B.R. Gawai, Justice Suryakant, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal, Minister of State for Law and Justice, Attorney General Venkat Ramani ji, Solicitor General Manan Kumar Mishra, ex-Chief Justices of the Court, of the Supreme Court, of the High Courts, ex-judges of the High Court, distinguished members of the legal fraternity, senior advocates, members of the Bar. We come here today to commemorate and renew our commitment to the vision of our founding fathers and mothers who bequeathed us this republic by which we govern ourselves as free people. As we contemplate the intellectual accomplishments of our constitution makers, we must also remember the audacity of their vision. The greatness of our constitution framers lay in the fact that they dared to think for themselves, dream of a world they wanted, and through sheer force of will, bent the arc of history to bring that world into existence. We stand here as that realized dream of our constitutional visionaries and of the millions of freedom fighters who gave birth to this country. Farmers, factory workers, laborers, women, weavers, writers, all who put their bodies, their families, their very lives on the line in the hope that one day we, citizens of a free, pluralistic and democratic India, could come to be a republic. Central to any republic is not the state apparatus, but the public. It is this public that constitutes our nation, and it is the public that has entrusted to various wings of government the political obligation to perform certain duties that serve their needs. The expression public is without reference to caste, class, religion, tribe, place of birth, gender, sexual identity or disabilities, a concept that is built into the architecture of our republic, which is the Equality Code, comprising Articles 14, 15, 16 of our Constitution, guaranteeing equality and non-discrimination in all respects to all persons and for an individual's participation in public life on that basis. The principle of the rule of law also reflects the centrality of the public, for it mandates a system of governance and administration of justice where all persons are equal before the law and are equally governed by the law. In other words, a political system where power lies in the hands of the people, who are all equal bearers of sovereignty collectively bestowed upon government as an agent of the people. Thus, any law or state action that actively discriminates or gives untrammeled power to government goes against the very notion of a republic. At various moments in the 75 years of our Constitution, governments have forgotten the centrality of its obligations to the public, leading to situations where law is used for personal and political agendas. This is a deviation from the rule of law, which is the leitmotif of any responsible government. Constitutional courts play the very important role of reminding government of the centrality of the public in our republic. Courts are the ones who need to interpret the law to ensure that it is not disproportionate, that it has checks and balances to prevent government excesses, that it is non-discriminatory, and that it does not impinge upon the liberty of the very people whose sovereign power it draws authority from. The bench and the bar both play a very important part in this process. It is the commitment of those who comprise the bench and the bar to our constitutional promises that ensures that the rule of law prevails. Since the birth of our republic, this court has on many occasions fulfilled its constitutional role admirably by standing firmly against arbitrary and excessive government action through judgments that are truly seminal in every sense of the word. This court has been a model for constitutional courts around the world in its innovation and its boldness, which is evident in the basic structure doctrine, embracing substantive equality, in recognizing the right to privacy, in the realization of socio-economic rights through public interest litigation, just to name a few. In any nation, there are bound to be aberrations, where even courts deviate from the centrality of the public. And while we celebrate the past, we must ensure that all arms of government, including courts, remain vigilant to their duty to the Constitution. Ultimately, we are here to serve the public, and the work we do in this institution is not for ourselves, but is in trust for future generations, so that each of them may also be born into and grow up as equal citizens in a democratic nation. It is with this commitment that we all must move forward. Every decade brings its new challenges. The law must match with the aspirations of the people, weaving the wisdom of the past with a strong awareness of changing social contexts, to craft principled and imaginative answers to hard questions. For as Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar exhorted us all in his final speech in the Constituent Assembly, and I quote, "Let us not forget that this independence has thrown on us great responsibilities. By independence, we have lost the excuse of blaming the British for anything going wrong. If hereafter things go wrong, we will have nobody to blame except ourselves. If we wish to preserve the Constitution, in which we have sought to enshrine the principle of government of the people, for the people, and by the people, let us resolve not to be tardy in the recognition of the evils that lie across our path, and which will induce people to prefer government for the people, to government by the people, nor to be weak in our initiative to remove them. That is the only way to serve the country. I know no better." Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for this thought-provoking address. May I now request Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman, Bar Council of India, to address this august assembly.
Honorable the Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Shri Sanjeev Khanna ji, Honorable Mr. Justice B.R. Gavai, Honorable Mr. Justice Surjkant, Judges, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, the Minister for Law and Justice, the Attorney General for India, the Solicitor General of India, Mr. Kapil Sibal, President SCBA, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, the High Courts, ladies, gentlemen, and the media people. Everybody knows that India's written constitution is longest but everlasting. Pakistan and Bangladesh had also crafted written constitutions, but they were scattered with civil and military dictatorship. Our country is the fastest growing economies, third in the world today. The reason behind is the smooth implementation of our constitution, the hard work, dedication, and devotion of the chief guest, Honorable Narendra Modi ji. Friends, in March 1940, before the British left our country, the Muslim League passed a resolution in Lahore demanding that Muslim-dominated areas should be separated. The Indian Independence Act 1947 by British government declared two dominances, Dominion of India and Dominion of Pakistan. Today our constitution has become paradise of a few politicians. Those who are attacking the government and who are trying to mislead the people by frequently threatening that the constitution will be changed by Modi ji's government must remember the past. And as lawyers, it is our duty to make the younger generation aware of the past about the 42nd Amendment done during the Congress regime. The power of judicial review of Supreme Court and High Courts were curtailed. The state's autonomy was reduced. Important fundamental rights were taken away. Friends, it is ridiculous that those people and parties who had almost scrapped the constitution while in power are telling that Samvidhan or Arakshan khatre mein hai. As Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji said, reservation has to continue. Even in promotions, the SCs and STs got the benefit in promotions also by relaxation in qualifying marks. Our Modi ji also asserts always reservation will continue. Thanks to the people of the country, people of Haryana and Maharashtra, that they understood the reality and reposed their faith in Modi ji. The right to education was made a fundamental right under Article 21A during the regime of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji in the year 2002. Long back, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar ji had the idea of making the constitution a constructive and live document. But those ideas could be truly implemented only after 2014 under the able leadership of our beloved Narendra Modi ji. Citizenship Amendment Act, Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act, abolition of Article 370, laws prohibiting triple talaq, 10% reservation for economically weaker sections, reservation for women in legislature, all have emanated from the concept of fundamental rights under Part 3 of our Constitution. Friends, the words of Harry Wolff, like old clocks, our judicial institutions need to be oiled, wound up, and set to true time. The frequent and flagrant misuse of some of the provisions of Part 3 of our Constitution is very shameful and dangerous. Some of the politicians are in the habit of misusing the right of freedom of speech and expression. The mockery of handbook of our Constitution for vote politics, misleading the people in the name of reservation, are glaring examples of such misuse. Sir, the Supreme Court and the High Courts are not supposed to shut their eyes when the handful of politicians sitting in power are attempting to change the demography of their territories. The illegal infiltration, forcible conversion of people's faith in their states like West Bengal and Jharkhand should not be protected in the garb of Article 25. Conversion of people in tribal areas and eroded inhabitants is happening daily, and the persons sitting in power in those states are encouraging such malpractices just